Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So Tamar is spiraling over her Mr. Pookie Cartwright. Now, I'm going to show you what she said, but I'm going to show you he responded to all of this in another video, which I'm also going to share with you. Okay? I think they were trying to take it down, but hopefully they did not, because I did save it. And I'm not even gonna go too far. I'm gonna let you hear this foolishness that it's complete babble. It's complete babble, y'all. And there's a reason why I'm going over this. But as you all know that, right? Anyway. First off, look at how she dressed. Girl.
You after you ate somebody whole booty sandwich. Yeah, I'm not trying to make this a big deal. I swear it's not about it's $1,000. It's not, make or break. It's the point. The point is that you wanted me to sit back and let you not only use my card. Let's just say it's a mix-up. Okay, fine. But now it's different because you're using my card for your extracurricular activities. And let me just keep it gangster. I wouldn't even trip on that. You know what I'm saying? Wah. It's not that serious. Me and your relationship status has changed. The way I see you have changed. You know what I'm saying? Just like you outside, baby, I'm outside too. Like, let's stop pretending like you is the last of the Mohicans. You are not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not like, oh, I'm addicted to the white meat. Like, it was fine for what I had, but okay. It ain't giving that. And the truth is, I put too much on it because we were married, and I take my vows serious, and I thought that you did too. And so the truth is, I was waiting for you to come around like a wife, because all I know how to be is a wife. I was married to Vince, and that didn't work out. And I got with D, and we were getting married, and I got with you, and we got married, and I married you after you ate somebody, whole booty. So let's not talk about WAP and what happened before then, okay? Don't make it seem like I'm a bad person. Don't make it seem like I didn't put up with a lot. Don't make it seem like, oh, I've been so gracious to her, and, I have been giving grace, and she's a da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ta-da wop. No, baby. Don't do that. We have given grace to each other. And I married you after you ate.
Now, y'all heard that foolishness, okay? We heard the foolishness. You're not a wife. Just because you were married before, that does not make you a wife. But I'm not going to comment on everything that she said before I allow everyone to hear his response to her. Okay. It don't seem like they actually took it down. So, here we go.
I initially was going to take the high road in this situation and not say anything. But the reality is I cannot keep getting attacked. My character can't keep getting attacked. I can't keep being thrown under the bus because someone can't control their anxiety. Someone can't control these delusional thoughts about things that aren't real. I am in no way wanting to attack anybody. My purpose in my life has always been to protect. I haven't ran to social media every time something happened to me in that relationship. Because trust me, with all the receipts and all the things that have happened, I could have. But I chose to do what a real man does, and that is protect the person that I've been with. In this situation, I'll be very clear. I've been single for the last, I initially was last 6 months. We have been trying to identify what that looks like, closing one chapter and figuring out what it's like to be friends again. I've been very specific about my boundaries. I've been very specific about where we stand as friends. Go date anybody you want. I'm going to date when I'm ready. I am emotionally unavailable to you, and I'm physically unavailable to you. Now, birthday comes up, plans are put in place. Of course, I want someone that I consider to be family to be involved in that, because if anybody knows her, she is big on birthdays. I don't lead people on. I'm very direct. Listen, if anything that you're doing or that you want to do comes with an agenda, I don't want to be involved in it at all. I don't want you to be involved in my birthday plans. I don't want you to last 6 months. I don't want you to come to Turks and Caicos. This is not a reconciliation time. Whatever you decide you're doing is because we're friends and because I'm still being involved in my son's life. I still would love for you to have a relationship with my children, but not to the extent that you make up these stories that aren't real. I went to New Orleans. I booked my room at Four Seasons on booking.com and didn't realize that the card I'm using, which also ends in the same 3 last numbers, was tied to something that we booked several months ago. No harm, no foul. We're talking $900. Stop it. While I'm in New Orleans for a funeral, my really good 25 plus year friend who passed away, I spent time with his family. I extended my stay because I needed time to reset. So I get a call yesterday. I want you to come to Turks and Caicos. So I get a call yesterday. Hey, did you stay at Four Seasons? Yeah, I did. In fact, I extended. I gave them my card and everything's good. Why? What's up? Oh, well, I got a call about some chick who used my card at Four Seasons. I said, that's not possible. This is funny. Ha ha ha. What are you talking about? Well, I thought we can friends. We can talk about it, but this is laughable. I didn't stay with anybody at the Four Seasons. I'm not seeing anybody. Wasn't on a date. None of that. If I was, you're my friend. What do I have to hide about that? I'll just say cooler heads didn't prevail. And next thing you know, I'm on her story and I'm being accused of things which are just blatantly not true. I have never led Tamar Braxton on. I never will, nor will I. There are people, hate the name drop, but hey, Carlos King, you got me involved in this. You're part of the reason why we became friends. So I get a call yesterday. You're part of the reason why we became friends. I've been very clear about my boundaries. I've been very clear about wanting to have a friendship, but not to the extent that, friends don't throw each other on their stories and call each other out on stuff. Like, look, if there was a mix up with the card because of booking.com, that's a quick fix. It's already taken care of. I've already contacted the Four Seasons and they've already issued a refund and they charged my card. It's that simple. Where did this random woman come in that you called a tramp? Somebody I became friends with on Instagram like maybe 3 days ago. It's just a reach, and I'm tired of having to stay quiet and not defend myself. Mental health is real, and I understand how sometimes anxiety can get the best of us, but you just don't go on social media and start attacking somebody you say that you love, that you care for as a friend, and then you post pictures of you and my daughters. You're part of the reason why we.
So we heard his response to her, because there was a previous post before he said anything. There was a previous post before he even said anything where she was like, oh, he was on a date. He was out with some chick, 25-year-old chick, using my money to pay for her, da 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 da. Which you know, even people in the comment section, you know, they usually
We became friends.
we're like, I don't know. Somebody said unpopular opinion. I believe him. Okay. Tamar has allowed this man to play in her face. And after hearing Jeremy's side, I believe him. They're not together. Tamar can't let go. Okay. Girl, stand up. That man just said he don't claim you. Move on and know your worth. No, this her worth right here. He's not wrong. He looks exhausted. Tamar has issues. Can't believe she crashing out over a clear man like that. And finally, never let a man tell you more than once that he doesn't want you. And that's actually one of my big things that I tell ladies. I tell women all the time. Don't let a man tell you more than one time that he does not want you. When a man can form his mouth to tell you he don't want you, he don't want you. Period. At all. He wants you out his face. Okay? He's telling you very clearly to leave him alone. Now, if you don't leave him alone, you get what you get. You really do get what you get out of that. If a man that you've been with, laying with, situationship, I don't care what the status was. I don't care what the status was. I don't care if it was a marriage. The more serious the relationship, the more serious you better take it. If a man sit up in your face and tell you in no uncertain terms that he does not want you anymore, you better listen. And you better act accordingly. You better act like he don't want you. Trying to make it work, trying to figure that out. Because once he done got to a point where that's comfortable coming out his mouth, he done mulled that around in his head and in his heart for a very long time. And trust me, men think about stuff like that. Men think they think very deeply about it. And if he can look you dead in your eyeball and a serious face tell you, I don't want you. I wish you would go. I wish you would go. I wish you would leave. Because I really don't know why you here. I really don't know why you keep coming around. I really don't know why we still here. He don't want you. And he done made it up in his mind. And you better listen to that because the countdown is on. Okay? But aside from that, let's deal with Miss Tamar. Any of us who knew anything about the Braxton family from the Braxton Family Values reality show that had been going on for years. I don't know if it still airs, but I know that it aired years ago in like the mid 2000s or whatever. And Tamar has always been problematic. We've been over Tamar before. Her behavior with Vincent Herbert, which was her first husband. Let's talk about her being a wife. Just because you are married does not make you a wife. It makes you a married woman, but it does not make you a wife. You're a wife whether you're married or not. Wives are wives whether they're married or not. Okay? Because they are the women that they are. They are the lionesses that they are before a lion gets to them. Okay? That the fact that they're a lioness and their wives is what's attracting the lion to begin with. That's why he's even over there. Okay? So let that be number one. Because there are a lot of married females out here that are married hyenas, married whores. Okay? They be married. And maybe it'd be a hyena male that don't wife them up, but they be married. So let's not mistake having gone down the aisle and said a couple of words to each other as this was wife material necessarily. Okay? Because this guy right here, I doubt he husband material. He a whole Pookie. We told you he a baby daddy. This one is a notorious baby daddy right here. Okay, the guy that you looking at in the screen is acting like he's sane. Okay, to even be attracted to a hyena to the level of Tamar is a red flag in and of itself. Especially to go so far, I don't care what it was for, to go so far as to get married. I don't care if it was a sham ceremony or a TV ceremony or whatever, because I think they met and like got together on a show or some stuff like that. So the mere fact that he was even in her space like that. See, Vince didn't know she was a hyena. Okay, but because Tamar has gotten worse over the years, not better. Her back feet have been more prevalent over the years. She has not calmed down. She's actually ramped up over these years. That TV show did not do any good. People have a perception of her that she didn't think people would gain, because the general consensus about Tamar in terms of fans, in terms of people who watch the show, including myself, when I watch the show, I'm like, oh, she the problem. She the problem. You can't satisfy her. You can't, you know what I'm saying, de-escalate her. You can't talk reasonably to her. You can't talk sense to her. You can't just have a calm resolution because she want to turn up. She want to, argue. She want to overtalk. She want to loud talk. She want to clap her hands. She want to roll her neck. And she want to, say little slickisms and this, that, and the third, and little witty one-liners that think that that's going to shut you up and put you on Front Street at the same time. And she like to belittle you. She like to, she just like to she want to roast you a little bit. You all that type of stuff. And then after she act out like that and you respond, whatever your response is, she's going to be the victim of that. You doing her wrong and she's always misunderstood and you didn't listen to her and don't nobody care about how Tamar is feeling. No, Tamar is grown woman that doesn't know how to contain her emotions and that doesn't know how to communicate them properly. She communicates like a teenager. She communicates like a little ratchet teenager, which is crazy because she come from a whole 2-parent home. She come from a whole home where her father was providing. Okay. They were supposed to be, church going folk, Christian folk. Her mama and daddy split up because her mama swear to God that her daddy was cheating on her and all that kind of stuff. And Miss Evelyn, which is their mom, not only held long resentment towards their father and her ex-husband for all the perceived slights and this and that, she infected her daughters with that. Okay, to see their father in a different way. She had them girls mad at that man over something that wasn't their business. His capacity as a father was different than Miss Evelyn's perception of him as a husband. And she included her daughters in her disdain and her dislike and her bitterness towards her husband. And so had them girls feeling conflicted because they love their dad. And they always said that. I love my dad. You know what I'm saying? But I quote unquote don't like the way he did mommy. But you don't know what he did with mommy. You don't know what mommy did. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that was one thing that I used to agree with Kevin Samuels to say, get out your parents' business. Get out their relationship. You were the child in that situation. So you don't know what really transpired. And old folk don't really be telling you the details of their relationship anyway. They want you to stay out of it. They want you to stay in a child's place. Even if you're an adult, they'll tell you stay in a child's place because you're their child. And so you don't have what they went through as your parents and in a romantic sense together in their eyes don't have nothing to do with you, which I agree with that for the vast majority of that. I actually do agree. Right? Especially when you're going to try to transfer the bitterness to your children as the woman, because you want to be the victim. So you need your daughters on your side. And the reason that I mentioned all of that with Miss Evelyn is because this is where that hyena clanness come from. She infected her daughters with that. She infected her daughters with that. Because the Braxton sisters could have easily been lionesses, easily. Because they have the they got their faults and flaws and personality flaws, but at the same time, they be trying to have sense though. They be trying to be married. They be trying to, you know what I'm saying? But when you basically have a hyena as a mom and train that hyenaism into you, you will play it out sometime and it'd be like, dang. Dang, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope y'all get what I'm saying. She trained them into that hyenaism. So it's like they make decisions based on it. And once you make decisions based on boneyard politics, it's gonna be bad. You're gonna have a bad outcome. And only the sisters that kind of broke away from them and they didn't have as much access to them kind of did the right thing. Like Tracy was kind of the black sheep of them. She wasn't the prettiest of the sisters. She wasn't the thinnest of the sisters, you know, and things of that nature. So she kind of went off on her own. She was the one that got married. She was the one, you know what I'm saying? And her marriage seemed like it was pretty decent. Potrina tried to marry she was with Gabe for so long, but that was a crazy relationship. So I don't even know if I count that. She was married to him. He's the father of kids, but good Lord. So they be trying to emulate the let's get married. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be for the street. I don't want to just, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to just, that's what I mean by trained in the boneyard, but with kind of old school values to a certain degree. So they like, okay, but we don't want to just be all up in the streets with this one and that one having babies everywhere. Marriage is the way to go, but they don't know how to be married because their mother didn't teach them how. She was the example. So when Tamar says, I don't know how to be nothing but a wife, that's not true. She's a hyena and she's spiraling in the way that hyenas do. She really is kind of for the streets and she doesn't want to say it that way. And she doesn't want to see it that way. She want to be in a situation where it's a commitment there because she don't want to see herself as or portray herself as some type of whore that's going around with this man and that man and this man and that man. In which she do an okay job of that, actually. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see, and for as much as Tamar do, you don't really see her back to back with this guy and that guy. I'm not saying she don't do it. It's just that she don't really portray it publicly. So you do be trying to get married, but you don't know how to be a wife, ma'am. Because this is full-blown hyena behavior. To put everything online, to try to put your man on blast. She's going to pieces over this man. Then want to back talk, then want to do what hyenas do, which is she didn't call him gay, but she was trying to insinuate that the sex wasn't good and that the eggplant was little because he's a white dude. But you wanted the white dude. So, you know, hyenas always do that. They always, you know what I'm saying? Now that they not with you, now all of a sudden the sex was bad, the penis is small, you know what I'm saying, all these problems. But this you liked him, no? Did you not? And you fallen. It might not be that bad because You're the one falling to pieces. Right? So it's better than what you trying to tell us. You out here trying to downplay. You out here trying to downplay what Mr. Cartwright, what Mr. Pookie Cartwright done did. Mr. Pookie Cartwright might have set you right because it looked like you're spiraling. Okay? Heavy antics. It's feeling distasteful. Okay? You put everything on social media, ma'am. You done went back to this man how many times? After you swear to God, he, cheated on you, this, that, and the third. You was homeless at some point, correct? People was stealing out your car. People was, you know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't forget that. And you bad mouthed him. Then you came back, was like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I shouldn't have bad mouthed him. You know, that's my husband. I love him. Da, 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 da. Girl, then try to sister girl us back into, girl, and it wasn't even all that anyway, because, you know what I'm saying, I only did that because he's my husband. Girl, bye. For all we know, Mr. Cartwright tuned you up is what's happening, and you can't let go. And I'm gonna say this and end it. Laughing is catching and hanging and stretching, because Tamar was the biggest critic of Trina and Gabe. Now she got a Gabe. She was the biggest critic of her sister. Why you letting this man play in your face? Da, 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 da. And he a white man too. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you letting this white man do, but what you letting this white man do? This is what hyenaism look like. I'm telling you, the gynocracy don't have no class. It does not differentiate between socioeconomic structures, where you fall on the monetary ladder, where you fall on the education ladder, where you fall on the talent ladder. I keep repeating this specifically about Tamar, that she'll never find Vince again. Vince was her best bet. He was the lion. And she did everything to try to ruin that man's reputation by saying that he was abusive to her and that he was beating on her. I never saw any evidence of that at all. And that man never, to my knowledge, he never came out and like really blasted her. I know they had a little offshoot TV show at one point, her and Vince. But that's when you really got to see how misbehaved she is. And she had a man that was producing structure to her. And Vince was a wealthy man as well. So she had no excuse to be acting out the way that she was acting out. And she let her sisters get in her ear about it. First, she was all right with Vince. Then she constantly let her sisters get in her ear. The only sister that was trying to tell her, you kind of acting out though, Tamar, was Tony. Tony was like, no, Tamar. No, like you kind of being the problem though, Tamar. Like, Vince he not wrong. And she would blow up and get mad because she wanted to be the victim, and she coming to her sisters to sympathize and empathize with her. And Tony would be like, no. But they mom and a couple of the other sisters, she put her family in her marriage, because at first they wasn't really had a whole lot to say. And even if they did, if you don't put your family in your marriage, what they say, they're very limited in their influence and what they can say. But they would get around them. And when Vince would check Tamar's mouth, which is really what it was, when she would pop off with him and get disrespectful, slick disrespectful, he would check her. Who are you talking to? Like, who are you speaking to like that? Who are you talking to like that? And they, oh my God, how he talking to her? No, how she's talking to him. Because they were used to trying to have men that was jellybacks on the basis that they're the one of the Braxton sisters, like that's supposed to mean something. And to Vince, it didn't mean anything. He was the man, and he was the head of that marriage, and Tamar wasn't going to talk to him like he was a piece of crap. Period, point blank. And I don't blame him. When them episodes I used to look at and he would check her, I would be rooting for him like, yeah, check her, because she out of pocket with the way that she's even going about any of this. She got her sisters in her business. She go to them for every little thing that happened in her marriage because she doesn't have problem resolution skills. Okay, she doesn't know how to sit, talk, emote properly in a way that her husband can understand what her emotions are, why they are what they are, and whatever the issue is can be resolved. Tamar does not know how to do that. She does not have that skill set at all. And trust me, problem resolution is a skill set that must be developed. You have to practice that. And Tamar is so chaotic that she never practices any of it. She does not do it. She does not do problem resolution very well. So anyway, I just wanted to point this out because this is crazy to me. But anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.